Oh, baby, your boys are back and we are live and we are hot like fire deep into the night here early on Tuesday morning. We're going to recap the Monday night slate here in just a little bit. He's Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. I'm Rick Kamla. We are the OGs. We are the GOATs. And we got a nice little message here, Doc, from where is it? Was it Scott Sloan or Steve Sloan? Oh, there it is. Steve Sloan. So the GOATs are back. Steve, appreciate that, man. And good to have Steve and everybody watching here on Ethos After Dark. Doc, what's up, dude?
I'm still reeling from the Luka Doncic news. I'm still confused. I just saw he posted a little video on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, Lakers fans, I'm in Los Angeles. I can't wait to meet all of you." He smiled a little bit, which is good. He was reportedly crying when he found out he got traded after he just bought a $15 million crib in Dallas. How bizarre, dude. How bizarre. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock.
I'm ready to rock as well, man. And great to have you all along for the ride. As we tell you about our awesome sponsor, Bet Online, the biggest betting weekend of the year is finally here, which means more updated odds and props for Super Sunday. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. We have hundreds of prop bets, MVP odds, exclusive in-game live betting. BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion, folks. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline offers everything and more to enhance your game day experience. Have fun with the live betting aspect, okay? Team goes up by 10 points, react to it, man. And put your money where your mouth and your gut are. Visit the website today and make the game day action count a little bit more. Bet online, the game starts here. Doc, it was a very interesting Monday night in the NBA. Lots of games, lots of options here for your Magic Man. Who are you hitting us with?
I only got to watch one game this evening, and that was the Atlanta Hawks against the Detroit Pistons. And the Hawks were on an 8-game losing streak, and that is all thank you to Jalen Johnson's injury. The Hawks have also been getting chatter around Atlanta about, now that Luka has been traded, I guess the Hawks won that deal because it was DeAndre Hunter and Trae Young basically for Luka. So there's been a lot of talk about the Hawks, but this was a great game. The Hawks were up like 8 the whole time, and then Detroit caught up and tied it up at the very end, and Trae hit a ridiculous step back, straddling the 3-point line. It was a 2-point shot that somehow swished, but it was a ridiculous shot. Huge game winner. He's like, I am him. After the game, pounding himself in the chest like Saquon hitting himself in the helmet as he's busting down the field. It was just an awesome win for the Hawks. A great shot from Trae Young. He's had 34 points and 9 assists. 0 rebounds, 0 steals, which was kind of weird. But he shot it really well. Won the game for Atlanta, and he's my Magic Man.
I like it, dude. He also stomped over the legs of Malik Beasley, who played really good defense on that game-winning shot by Trae Young. I mean, read it, tracked him, like hand-on-hand kind of thing on the release by Trae, and then he fell down, and Trae Young went Allen Iverson, Tyronn Lue on him and kind of stomped over him, which was super dope. Trae Young has awesome celebrations. Steph Curry, to me, has the best celebrations in the history of sports. That's right. I said it that way. Better than any bat flip, better than any Terrell Owens end zone celebration or Ocho Cinco end zone celebrations, although those were freaking amazing and hilarious. But Steph Curry's so swaggy and so bold and so arrogant with his celebrations, right? Like hitting a 3 and turning around and looking at the opposing team's bench before the ball goes in. Who does that, right? Hitting one of the most famous 3s of all time in France and then hitting with the night-night celebration. I mean, give me a freaking break, man. The guy is legit that way. And so is my guy, my Magic Man. Brunsonian, baby. That's why I got a couple of nicknames for Brunson. Brundog, but I kind of like Brunsonian because this guy, it's off the Smithsonian, right? which is a museum, okay? It's a historical museum. Well, Jalen Brunson's basically building a historical museum of exploits on the basketball court, champion at Villanova. He might win an MVP in the NBA, and who the hell knows, but many, many All-Stars. But Brunson's my guy, second favorite player behind Victor. And Jalen Brunson here, Doc, on a Monday night in a home game against the Houston Rockets, hit them with 42, 6, and 10. And from a reality standpoint, the fact that Brundog had 1 3-ball excites me. Okay, this is an old school 80s or 90s 42. 14 of 27 from the field, 13 of 14 from the line, 1 of 4 from 3. That's what I'm talking about. That's a double middle finger salute to analytics. That's a lot of mid-range, a lot of pump fakes, a lot of ugly, get you in the air, I'm going to the line, okay? Old school basketball. I freaking love it. So shout out to Jalen Brunson, and he does this against Houston, an absolutely elite defensive team. Doc, I thought Houston played great tonight, okay? Super shorthanded. They're on a losing streak. They came to the Garden with menace in mind, and Jalen Brunson understood the assignment like few players in this game do about, yo, I got to be tougher tonight. Because think about it, Doc. Houston came to the Garden tonight pissed off. They just lost to the Nets, okay? So Brunson knew that. He knew Houston was going to come to the Garden on one. He knew Houston was going to come to the Garden to try to stop him. And he punched them first before they could get the first punch in. It's just the intangibles of Jalen Brunson are at a Hall of Fame level. Maybe at an all-time great level, Doc. He's just so freaking clutch and such a badass. And 42, 6, and 10 against these Rockets and Ahmed Thompson and your boy Tari Eason, to me, is very, very impressive.
I like it, man. That's a good call.
So, Doc, let's get into these games, man. Bunch of them, all right? Washington at Charlotte. Washington, ironically, wins the Cooper Flag Bowl. The game nobody wanted to win. And Doc's guy, Bilal Coulibaly, went off. 26, 5, and 3. 2 steals, 4 threes in this game. And don't get used to this, Wizards fans. Don't get used to this, okay? They're playing Kuzma to trade him. They're playing Jonas Valanciunas to trade him. They're playing Jordan Poole to either trade him or because they have no other choice. Malcolm Brogdon got dusted off in this game in a trade audition. 16, 4, and 7, a typical Malcolm Brogdon PRA line, right? They're trying to move these guys. After the trade deadline, Doc, tell them how the Washington Wizards are going to look.
I didn't hear anything you said because Denny Avdia did not foul Devin Booker on a 3-point attempt in overtime, up 3, but they called a foul on Denny Avdia. Now Booker's at the line shooting 3. I don't know why they're not reviewing this. Avdia fouled out of the game. If Booker hits both of these free throws, he hit the first one. If he hits the next 2, we're probably going to double OT. Ghost call on Avdia, man. I am not a fan of that. Bilal Coulibaly went off. Corey Kispert, that's my guy, dude. I've been saying Corey Kispert is going to happen. He's a silly season kind of guy. He had 25 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, a steal, 5 3-pointers, hit 9 of 13. I'm telling you, man, this team is going to be dismantled soon. They're going to start shutting guys down, and Corey Kispert's going to start going off every night. If you're in a deeper competitive league, it's probably time to get him now. That's what I got on the Washington side. The Charlotte side, I mean, it's Miles Bridges and Mark Williams and a bunch of stuff, but it was nice to see Nick Smith Jr. go off for 24 points, 4 triples. That's good stuff, man. I feel like he's coming on. I feel like he's I think Booker missed the last free throw. Yep, they're still down 1. And Ayton's going to the line, I believe. Nick Smith Jr. had 19 points on Saturday, and they came back on Monday with 24. You know, he kind of popped early, and then he's been terrible for like 10 days. But he's back. and they have no reason not to play him. So I think Nick Smith is a nice pickup right now.
That's Dr. A. I am Cam. Shout out to Miles Bridges for the triple-double tonight, 24, 10, and 10. The silly season has begun because with LaMelo Ball in there, there's no way he has a triple-double, but he did. And Vasi Micic got injured in the previous game against Denver with his left ankle, but did play in this game. He wasn't great, but he played. So it was good news, 13, 3, and 5 for Vasi Micic. So let's move on to Atlanta and Detroit and talk about this more broadly.
Portland
what you got,
wins.
Doc?
Portland wins. Portland wins. Portland wins. They are hot, baby. Horrible at tanking.
Bro, they ain't tanking. They're going for it now. They're 8-1 in their last 9 games.
Chauncey's trying to save himself. Should we do the Blazers now? Yeah, let's do the Blazers.
Let's do it, man. It's a game of the night candidate. Just went final. Yeah, give me some vibes, dude.
Screw it. We're gonna do it live. We're doing it live. Wow, what a game. I just caught the end of overtime, but Booker had 34, Kevin Durant scored 27, Bradley Beal off the bench with 25. Somehow Mason Plumlee played enough minutes to secure 12 rebounds, while Nick Richards, man,
Ooh.
2 points, 7 rebounds, 18 minutes. It's not good. Like the hottest pickup in fantasy for like 5 straight days 2 weeks ago is a dud.
Agreed.
He's been awful, man. And
go ahead and send him to waivers.
Tyus Jones, 0 points. Ryan Dunn, 0 points. I don't understand what is happening in Phoenix. They're kind of a mess. Tumani Kamara, solid. Jeremy Grant, solid. Denny Avdia, another really good game. DeAndre Ayton, player of the game, is getting interviewed on my TV right now. 25 points and 20 rebounds, Rick. A steal and a block. I can't believe it. He's good. Anthony Simons, 13 points, 10 assists. My boy Scoot, coming off the bench, hanging in there, 15 points, 6 assists. Go ahead. I can't talk anymore.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Portland is it's going to be tough. Wait, have they gotten this win in here yet? I'm not sure they have.
They're 21 and 29.
Yeah, they ESPN has not updated their standings yet. This thing just went final. Portland is 21 and 29. They are 19. They're 4.5 games out of 10th place. And I don't think they're going to get there because I think San Antonio is going to get above Golden State and Sacramento and get that 10th spot. And then above them, it's Dallas, Phoenix, Minnesota, Clippers, Lakers. All those teams are going to be in the top 10. So to me, it's Sac, GSW, San Antonio, and Portland for the 10th spot. And I think San Antonio is going to get it. But I think Portland's going to make it very interesting here. They already are. And you know, good for them, man. I'm not sure that Joe Cronin wants all of this happening right now, the GM of Portland, but Chauncey Billups is like, F it, man. If you're going to whack me, I'm going down my way. And the 3-forward look, Chauncey Billups is probably the only guy in the NBA revolutionary enough to go with this look. Teams go guard heavy. Teams are going big heavy with Davis and Gafford in Dallas, with Allen and Mobley in Cleveland, okay? And Chauncey's going against all of that. He's going with a heavy forward look, for versatility, for length, for defense, all that stuff that Kamara and Denny Avdia, pardon me, and Jeremy Grant bring. So it's a cool little story, man. It's not like Doc's story of the NBA right now, but it's a pretty cool little story, man. This formula is definitely working for the Portland Trailblazers. And I will say this right now, Doc, Scoot Henderson to me is still a hold, especially with the game that he had tonight. Are we sending this game to the Hall of Fame? No, we are not. But we can use 15 with 6 assists with a steal and 2 threes. Okay, that's all in 22 minutes, by the way. Shaedon Sharpe is a guy that I'm sending to waivers right now. I rocked with him for a minute, and then he got brought off the bench. I probably rocked with him for another game or two, and I sent him to the waiver wire because in the next game he might have 20, but then the next game he might have 8 again. Okay, it's going to be very up and down here. Shaden Sharp played 19 minutes tonight. To me, you can safely send him to the waiver wire. Okay, it's nice to see DeAndre Ayton have big games that actually mean something. All right. Last year dominating when they were dead, lost, and buried already, right? I told Doc a million times, I'm not buying it. It's fool's gold, okay? This is not fool's gold. This is a team trying to make the play-in tournament. He went 25-20 tonight. Good for you, DeAndre Ayton. Where the F has this been your entire career? Doc, Denny Avdia is a PRA machine, okay? Dude, I don't care what happens with Portland. They have to continue starting this guy. They have completely discovered something that Washington could not unlock in Denny Avdia. 24, 8, and 5. And he's been rocking at that level for a while here. Now, on the Phoenix side, Doc, Booker and Durant both played very well in the previous game. Portland smashed them, okay? Well, tonight you got help. That's why Phoenix eventually lost by 2 in overtime here. You got 25 from Beal, as you said. Allen was double figures off the bench. Royce O'Neal had a really big game, 14 points, 4 steals, 5 assists, 4 threes, hit a huge shot at the end of regulation to force overtime. So they got some help, okay? But, I'm not excited about any of these guys for fantasy basketball. If you have Beal, you're just kind of stuck with him, right? You can't drop him. You can't trade him. You just got to kind of get what you get from Bradley Beal right now. And in the previous game, he sucked. In this game, he had 25. And in the next game, he may suck as well. But I think overall, Bradley Beal is going to aggregate a decent little stat line for you. So, Doc, anything else on the Blazers? Are you ready to move on with our show here?
Are you cutting Nick Richards?
Thank you for going back to that. Yes. Yes, I am. And I actually cut Nick Richards several games ago.
And as much as we rip on Golden State's box scores and their rotation, dude, that Portland rotation is tight.
I like it.
8 guys. The starters play all the minutes. Scoot cleans up off the bench, but it is a tight rotation. And I can tell you this right now, Denny Avdia loves playing for Chauncey Billups because he's become a legitimate stud.
Yeah, he definitely has, man. So let's get back to I believe we were getting into Atlanta and Detroit when all that popped up here. So I dropped down to 13 and 12 ATS. I took Detroit minus 4.5 tonight. Atlanta won the game. So that was an L for your boy. Cade Cunningham, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 14 assists. Dude, this guy, man, he just keeps getting better and better and better each game. What's really, and look, I saw this at Oklahoma State. I've compared him to Grant Hill since I saw him at Oklahoma State. I still do. I think he's Grant Hill 2.0. But, I mean, Cade Cunningham is at 14 assists tonight. On the year, let me check it out. He's top 5 in assists. He is right now 3rd. Oh, my God. 9.4. Trae Young and Luka are the only guys north of Cade Cunningham in assists right now, which is crazy. I did hit the over prop on Malik Beasley. It was at 15.5, and I told you to play the over on that on the Monday afternoon show with Aaron Brewski. He had 18 tonight. Doc, we have and by the way, shout out to Dyson Daniels. 3 blocks and 4 steals with a goodie line, 19, 6, and 7. My God. But, Doc, we have a development here in Atlanta. DeAndre Hunter is in the starting 5, and he's probably there to stay, all right? 20 points, 20 points. He had nothing else. 7 of 14 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. So another 20-point game from DeAndre Hunter. And Doc, without Jalen Johnson, and Reece is really kind of coming on too. But I think DeAndre Hunter is going to get cozy in that starting 5. They've started Barlow. They've started Mohamed Gay. They've started Larry Nance. And then now I think Hunter popped. And so do you think Hunter's going to stay in the starting 5?
I do. I think they're going to bring Krejci off the bench and let Hunter and Reece start together. Both of those guys are coming on. Hunter should have been owned all year. Reece, he's getting big minutes and big reps and big shots. 17 points tonight, 2 triples, 3 boards, 2 assists. Risachet is a pickup right now. He is a hot pickup. And then DeAndre Hunter, dude, how do you have 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks, and 0 turnovers, and you played 31 minutes and scored 20 points? Like, how is that even possible?
It's one of the weirdest stat lines I've seen, but at least he was clean, Doc. He
It's
shot the
very
ball
clean.
well. He didn't turn the ball over. At least he was clean.
Yep.
And they won.
That is a Draymond S20 right there. No, it's even sub Draymond. It's wild. But yeah, huge win for the Hawks. Larry Nance Jr., as long as Clint Capella's out, he's kind of coming on. He double tonight with a steal. I think I was hyping him up last week. He didn't do anything. But he played good tonight. Played well tonight.
So, Doc, as we move on here to the Knicks' victory over the Rockets, I'm kind of sketching through my notes here because we already talked about this a little bit. Jalen Brunson was my magic man tonight. So I lost Detroit, but I did win on the Knicks, barely. I had the Knicks -5.5. They won by 6. Some late free throws and that kind of thing. So I'm 14-12 ATS on the year. And I just want to give some news here, Doc. I'm going to let you run with your observations from this game. Fred VanVleet is considered week to week, okay? According to a report that came out today, he's got a right ankle sprain. That's not good. He's going to miss, a week or two, I guess, based on that. And OG Anunoby, Doc, diagnosed with a mild right foot sprain, okay? I don't like the word foot in there. You tell me it's a sprained ankle, okay, basketball injury. Foot, now, is it plantar fasciitis? And this is what they're calling it. So that's a little bit concerning right there. But I just wanted to give those 2 little newsy items here and let you go from there. What you got here on New York's victory over Houston?
Well, Amen Thompson and Tari Eason's line are just stacked with fantasy goodness, man. I love those 2 guys so much. I love Houston. And then is our guy Steven Adams becoming a thing again? It sort of seems like he is.
I picked him up in Cam Dynasty, Doc, and I started him tonight because Brooke Lopez was out, so I had to move him to the injured spot, and I picked up Steven Adams. He had a pretty good game for me.
8 points, 13 boards, a block. He's hit double figures in rebounds in 3 of his last 6 games. He scored in double figures in 3 of his last 5 games, and he's gotten 23 plus minutes in 3 straight. So if you need a center, Steven Adams is suddenly becoming a thing for the Rockets. So keep an eye on him. But man, I love the Rockets. I'm sad they lost the game, but Tari Eason's stat line is stupid, and so is Amen's. It's the opposite of DeAndre Hunter's. We'll just say that.
Yeah, goodies, man. DeAndre Hunter did not have a goodie line. He had a clean scoring line. Obviously, if Alpi Şengün comes back Tuesday against Brooklyn, you send Steven Adams back to waivers. Okay, Steven Adams is a pickup because Alpi Şengün is out. It's like Yabusele when Embiid is out. It's the same exact thing. So that's how you should be treating that. Let's see, what else did I have
Cam Whitmore,
on this game?
Cam Whitmore is still doing stuff. 23 minutes, 18 points, 5 boards, 2 steals, a block, and 2 threes. Like he is not going away.
Cam Whitmore is Cam Thomas. Cam Whitmore is Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is a born scorer with a rocked up halfback or linebacker body. Sound familiar? Cam Whitmore is the same guy. If Cam Whitmore was on a bad team with a ton of shots and a ton of usage rate, he would score 25 a game. There's no doubt in my mind. Because he's got an attack mentality. He's a dog, and he's super competitive. And frankly, he's just he's a badass. I love Cam Whitmore. And Doc's right. He had another good game tonight. Hey, thanks you guys for watching the Fantasy NBA Today podcast. We really appreciate you all. Go to sportsethos.com for us and subscribe. That helps us out a lot. And also, don't forget to check out our show here, Fantasy NBA Today, Ethos After Dark, on our YouTube channel. Leave us a 5-star review. Subscribe to the podcast. All that stuff helps us out, and we appreciate that. Now, Sacramento goes to Minnesota, Doc, and wins. They start the post De'Aaron Fox era with a good one here, 116 to 114. Keon Ellis was in the starting five until Zach LaVine makes his debut, reportedly on Wednesday. But I did hit a point prop over here, Doc, and I'm not selective, and I only say the ones that I want. It's just I've been kind of hot like fire here. Without Fox and LaVine, I really liked the DeMar DeRozan point prop over tonight, 23.5. He had 33 points. And I should have liked the Monk one, and I did, but I didn't go there. He had 26, 8, and 5. His point prop was 21.5. So look at Malik Monk now. I don't know. With LaVine coming back, we got to see how that all vets. Anyway, so table that and table the DeRozan thing, right? This was just a one-game thing. No LaVine, no Fox. All right, let's capitalize on it. At least we got the DeRozan thing right. And then, Doc, Keon Ellis did show us what the fuss is about. He did, okay? 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. That's nothing to write home about. But 2 blocks, 3 steals, 3 threes. That's why I like Keon Ellis, right? And Brewski's a big Keon Ellis guy. I know you're a Keon Ellis guy as well. So talk to me about Sac's victory over Minnesota IA.
Like you said, it's nice, but everything changes when Zach LaVine makes his debut. We're thinking Malik Monk is going to play point guard. Zach LaVine's going to play shooting guard. Keon's going to come off the bench. I haven't seen that written anywhere yet, but I'm assuming that is what's going to happen.
I would bet my car that's how that goes.
And DeMar DeRozan is going to take a hit. Sabonis is going to take a hit. Like, here we go again, man. I mean, how many basketballs do they need in Sacramento for these guys to all eat? Monk needs the ball. Sabonis needs the ball. DeRozan needs the ball. LaVine needs the ball. So I don't know. I'm still not convinced this is going to work any differently than it did with De'Aaron Fox. Minnesota, our guy Rudy Gobert had a double-double. Way to go, Rudy. Played a little defense.
He's rolling.
Anthony Edwards, there it is, 7 for 21. Come on, bro.
That's your favorite stat line.
7 for 21. All the time.
I know.
I don't
he really
get
does.
it. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker was heating up. But Conley is back from his thumb injury. Nickeil Alexander-Walker played decent minutes. He played 23. But he's basically, they're splitting minutes between NAW and Dillingham off the bench, which hurts both of them. We need somebody to get hurt in Minnesota so that NAW can play. But that was a flash in the pan. If you picked him up, I think it's safe to drop him again unless he's going to play consistent minutes.
I agree with that, man. Go ahead.
I was just going to say shout out to Naz Reid, who had 30 tonight. I love Naz Reid, dude. I wish Naz Reid could get a bigger role. He's in the starting lineup tonight, and he went off.
He's going to get a bigger role on another team next year. He is going to sign a massive contract, probably $30 million a year. I'm pretty sure Minnesota's not going to have the money to do that and keep him. I think Minnesota's going to lose Naz Reid like New York lost Isaiah Hartenstein. So stay tuned for that. 5 threes for Naz Reid, 2 blocks, 30 points. He's such a freaking stud. Jaden McDaniels, by the way, is rolling at a super high level. Last 2 games, he's gone 23, 12, and 4 with a block and 4 steals and 3 threes. And then a 22 and 7 with 2 assists, 3 blocks, 1 steal, and 2 threes. Guys, these are first round value fantasy lines over the last 2 games from Jaden McDaniels. Julius Randle is out. Julius Randle is out indefinitely, okay? check your waiver wire. If Jaden McDaniels is out there, he is a must add for me. And I believe Jaden McDaniels should be 100% rostered. He won't be. It's almost a cliche at this point to say it that way. But if you're in a league that really has its ish together, Jaden McDaniels should not be on waivers. And he was brewing even before Randall went out. All right, Doc, let's talk about Milwaukee at Oklahoma City here. And this was a forfeit game for the Milwaukee Bucks. So let me bang on them for a second here. No Giannis, no Dame, no Middleton, no Lopez. They started AJ Green, Ryan Hollins, whoever that is, Andre Jackson, Taurean Prince, and Chris Livingston at OKC. Third game in 4 nights. Boo frickin' who, you wussies. Okay? It's the second of a back-to-back. You wussies. Give me a break. Think about this, guys. And I'm a Doc Rivers guy, but not tonight. Doc Rivers, look, the decision might have been taken out of his hands. The performance team might have been like, we're not playing these guys, right? Their RPMs are running high, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So it might not have even have been a Doc Rivers thing. So, but regardless, whoever had their hand on the steering wheel of this decision, I just want to be softer about it. I completely disagree. Doc, and I want to be consistent about this because I put some out on Twitter about this. I banged on the Mavericks. The day after the Luka trade, they rested everybody. They took like a 43-point L to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They literally forfeited the game. They just said it's so wussified and so uncompetitive to just not even try. Like, yeah, the odds are tough, okay? You're probably not going to win this game. But just to say, yeah, we're just not going to play anybody and we're just going to take the L. We're just going to suck on this loss like a lollipop, okay? I don't like it. I think it sucks, all right? Think about this, Doc. It's a loser's mentality. And Milwaukee could have won this game. No Chet Holmgren, no Jalen Williams, no Cason Wallace. You got a shot. And they didn't even give themselves that shot. So I have nothing else to say about this puke bucket of a game because OKC won by 800 points. But to me, whoever made that decision for the Bucks is on my crap list right now.
I don't remember what Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's point prop was for this, but I think it was either 33.5 or 34.5, which is nuts. Dude had 30 in the first half, hit 15 of 19 shots, didn't play really the entire second half. He played for a little bit, like 6 minutes, I think. And he ended up with 34 points and 6 assists in 22 minutes. Like he's good, man. He is crazy, scary good. Throw this box score away. Hey, your guy, Usman Jang, had 21 points, Rick. 8 boards, 5 assists.
So, look, I like Usman Jang.
3 months
but I didn't go there because, as Doc said, there's nothing actionable here. This is a garbage game. Anything that anybody did in this game doesn't matter. Because OKC moving forward is going to have healthy guys, and Usman Jang will play 8 minutes or maybe no minutes. But yeah, this is your boy's a talent evaluator. Doc's a talent evaluator. Usman Jang can play. He's long. I'm telling you right now, he's a 3 block steal guy. I'm telling you right now. We just don't know it yet. But anyway, awful. So let's move on, dude. Let's talk about Memphis's victory over San Antonio. Doc, the Grizzlies are on a heater. They are 9-1 in their last 10 games. Do you all know that? Do you all know that Memphis is now the number 2 team in the West? Do you know that Memphis is the number 2 team in the West by 1.5 games now over the Houston Rockets? This is all heady stuff happening right here. And Ja's been missing games. Bane missed tonight's game. And DNPs just don't frickin' matter for this team. Taylor Jenkins is a miracle worker. God bless America. I love Taylor Jenkins. I would literally, if I were an owner of a team and he became, I would say, dude, here's the check. How many zeros do you need in here? Because I know I'm going to win with Taylor Jenkins. I know I'm going to have a guy that has that way about him that can hold players accountable. I just think Taylor Jenkins is an absolute star on the sideline. And Doc, speaking of stars, I love the fact that both stars in this game came back. Ja Morant missed the last 2 games with a shoulder injury, upgraded, played. He had 25, 3 and 11, 3 steals, 4 threes, one of his best lines of the year in terms of fantasy gold. Victor Wembanyama had the illness, missed the Miami game, which they lost. He came back tonight, 27 and 10, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and 2 threes. So shout out to Wemby and Ja for understanding the assignment and coming back to work against one another.
Yeah, man. Your guy, Zach Edey, 16, 14, 3 steals and a block. That was nice. And then Luke Kennard.
Does he have your attention now, Zach Edey?
Yeah,
Are you
he's got
picking
my
him
attention.
up?
He's got my attention. Yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah. He was great.
Are you picking
Luke
up
Kennard,
Risachet, or are you picking up Risachet, or are you picking up why am I blanking on who we were just talking about? Zach Edey. Are you picking up Risachet or Zach Edey? And you don't need a center. It's just everything's equal. Open canvas. Just player for player.
Just the player that's going to be best.
And the stats that they bring, too. Like, are you more into the rebound block combo, or you're more into, like, the overall line that Zach brings? But I think some people are going to be confronted with this decision here. Who would you rather have?
I mean, Edey's played very well in 4 of his last 6 games. I think I'd go Edey.
All right. I would as well.
But it's close. I want both of them.
It is close.
I want both of them. And then Luke Kennard gets a start and does nothing. Hits 1 of 6 shots.
Weird, right?
And he's been playing well. So I really thought Kennard was going to be a good play tonight. And it just didn't happen. And then we had a GG Jackson sighting. It's not even silly season. 27 points, 4 triples. GG. People are going to be fired up. Oh, man, I love GG. He was my guy last year. But I just don't see it happening consistently for GG on this team.
Okay. So without Desmond Bane, who, let me go to the report here. Desmond Bane, he's going to miss a little time, quote unquote, according to Taylor Jenkins. I agree, Doc. GG Jackson did not enter the starting 5 tonight without Bane, probably will not enter the starting 5. If he does, must add pickup. But coming off the bench, and they're very deep. They got a lot of guys, okay? So coming off the bench, he gets caught up in the soup a little bit. And if he gets off to a slow start, misses some shots, then the minutes are going to be down. Tonight he was on a heater, played a lot, and you know how that goes. So to me, it was, I need to see how, it's a monitor situation. He's definitely a good streamer on a light night in the NBA. That's, to me, the sweet spot for GG Jackson right now. If you're in a 14-team league, which is pretty deficient on the waiver wire, yeah, you should pick up GG Jackson. But if you're in a 12-team league, don't feel like you have to pick him up. I would much rather have Edey. I would much rather have Risachet in a 12-team league. I want to shout out Stefan Castle, Doc. Go ahead if you had another thought. Go ahead.
Well, GG, his 3 previous games, he scored 5, 0, and 8 points. So this is total fluke. Kennard got the start. Kennard should have gone off. Kennard should have had GG's line, but whatever.
Exactly, brah. That's Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. I am Rick Campbell. We're the Fantasy NBA Today crew, Ethos After Dark, supported by our great producer, Andre Lemouche. Shout out to Stefan Castle, 21, 6, and 5. Why did San Antonio get beat so bad in this game, right? No Bane. You would think San Antonio would play a little bit better. They didn't. Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes, who's been rolling lately, and Devin Vassell, who's been rolling lately, all sucked. Okay, they were the breakdowns for San Antonio. And I just want to put out these stats because De'Aaron Fox presumably will play in the next game for San Antonio. Fox and Wemby and the Spurs have their work cut out for them. They're 21 and 26, 3 games out of 10th place. Okay. They need to get hot. They can't lose 4 of their first 5 with Fox and Wemby and, oh, we're figuring it out on the fly. No. They have to hit the ground running and winning, okay? Because you can't lose ground here. Like if you lose 2 more games off the pace, you're going to be 5 out. And now we're talking about 20 some games to go. The math is going to be really stacked against you. So just putting that out there, little reality take, just sort of an overall, we're just talking hoops here, right? Fox in San Antonio, they have to start winning right away if they want to make the play-in tournament, which I'm still bullish on them making. Doc, are you ready to move on to New Orleans and Denver?
I want to know what we should do with Chris Paul. Like he's dead man walking, right? Like Fox
He's a
is
waiver
coming
wire
in,
guy. He's a waiver
Paul's
wire
going
guy.
to the bench. Drop him.
He's going to play 18, 20, 22 minutes. Because I don't. So people are talking about the starting 5. Okay, to me, this is very, very easy. If you don't have this as your starting 5 of the Spurs with Fox, you're overthinking it. To me, it's Wemby, it's Barnes, it's Vassell, it's Castle, it's Fox. Ship it. Do you disagree or agree?
No, I agree. Chris Paul's a drop at this point.
Think about that San Antonio bench, Doc. You have Sohan, you have Keldon Johnson, you have Julian Champagnie, you have Chris Paul. That is a freaking studly bench, dude. That's an incredible bench. And you've got a really good starting 5. Bassey will back up Wemby now that Collins is out. And he already was the backup, but now he'll really be the backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are 9 really deep, Doc. They're ready to make a move, man. They are.
Yeah, I agree. I like it.
All right, dude, so let's move on to Denver and New Orleans. And Denver went with a little different look tonight. Aaron Gordon, I believe this was a rest game. That's just my personal vibe on it. He didn't play tonight. So Zeke Naji was in the starting 5 after a 5-block game, and he played power forward, which is new and different. Christian Brown was back in the starting 5 once again. Russell Westbrook, according to Michael Malone, my guy, he said, put this in your pipe and smoke it. Russell Westbrook has no timeline or a time frame. So that sucks. We love Russell Westbrook over here. But so that's some sort of newsy stuff going on with this one, Doc. And when you go to the game, let me see if Jokic had a triple-double. Last I checked, he had 8 assists. He did get the triple-double. Let's go, baby. 27, 14, and 10. And he needed some late assists to get that triple-double. Let's go,
He was only
Jokic.
at 8 with like 3 minutes left. I had a Jokic triple-double. I had DeAndre Hunter over points. And I had another one. I had a 4-legger, and I know 3 of them hit, and there's one leg. The last time I checked, it did not look very good, and I'll announce that when we get to that game.
Why is it always dude? You never miss 2 or 3 legs of a parlay. If you always miss one leg by like 1 rebound. It's crazy what's going on with you.
I hit these 3, and I'm gonna miss it by 1 assist. I'll tell you when we get to the Indiana game.
Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me.
No.
You guys, literally, our boy Doc is in a crazy run of bad beats on parlays, man. Literally crazy. Can I complain about Willie Green for a minute?
Only if you follow that up by complaining about Zion Williamson.
Oh yeah, Zion's line. I mean, way to bring it, right? Dude, like Jimmy Butler, I'm over it. Zion Williamson, I'm over it. I've complained, I've ranted, I've opined again and again and again. I don't know. You know what, Andre? Yes, play it. Okay, since we're on Zion Williamson, all right, let's have a little fun.
Let me make this clear to everybody.
Okay, screw it. I'm like Pacino in The Godfather. Just when I thought it was out, they pulled me back.
Yes, I can, but I work for the Pelicans. They have decided that based off the numbers, it's not smart to do that right now. So, if that's what they feel, I'm rocking with them on that. But yes.
Yeah, so
Nice.
what I can't rock with that is Zion victimizing himself. Like, that really bothers me. that and do the New Orleans Pelicans have a system set up where they are not allowing him to play back-to-backs because they fear further or future injury? Yes. But as a star player, star players push back on performance teams and win. It does happen. It's about you being a badass mofo and telling your owner, GM, coach, performance team leader how it's going to be. So it's, do you want to be that alpha? Do you want to be that dog? Do you want to be that Jordan? Or do you just want to be a paper tiger who bilks money out of a franchise and just does whatever they say? Okay? And Zion clearly is the latter. If Zion really, 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 really wanted to play in back-to-backs, I fucking guarantee you that this team would allow him to play back-to-backs. And he would have to push, and he would have to piss and moan and maybe pound on boardroom tables. But you know what? As the star player of the team, if you do that stuff, the team does what you say. You've heard of player empowerment in the NBA, right? You've heard of that, right? Come on, man. Zion is hiding behind the blame game of throwing the Pelicans under the bus to disguise and mask and smokescreen literally an entire NBA career of running away from the damn basketball court. See, I tried to get out and you bring me back in. This is what you get.
Well, talk about Willie Green.
Do you have anything to add on Zion before we do?
I was just going to say, can you imagine someone walking up to Dominique Wilkins or Charles Barkley or Shaquille O'Neal or Michael Jordan and telling them, hey, you're not going to play in any back-to-backs this year. You're going to have to sit all of those games out. They'd be like, go F yourself.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Seriously, like Jerry Krause tried to tell Jordan he was limiting his minutes when he was coming back from surgery. He's like, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. And Zion's like, hey, you know, I'm with the Pelicans. They told me I shouldn't play in back-to-backs. There's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. Whatever. Just
Lies.
weak, dude. Like Malik Beasley. Go tell that, or no, not Beasley. Who's the dude that never? Mikal Bridges. Go tell Mikal Bridges he's not allowed to play in back-to-backs. That dude, he would probably go to prison before he wouldn't play in back-to-backs.
Try telling Anthony Edwards, DeMar DeRozan, Jason Tatum, James Harden, the availability guys in this league. Okay, that's like the Mount Rushmore of I'm playing tonight. Okay, those guys. I love Jason Tatum that way. Tatum is like, don't rest me. I want to play and keep sharpening my game. I freaking love the guys that want to play. We've talked about that a lot. All right, now it's my time to bang on Willie Green. What in the blue hell is he doing starting Javonte Green over Jose Alvarado? What the F, man? Dude, this is as dumb as Steve, maybe dumber than Steve Kerr starting something called Quinton Post over Trace Jackson Davis. Okay? Like, what is that? And Doc, in terms of Willie Green here, DeJounte Murray goes out and you hit me with Javonte Green? Are you serious? Is it because their first names kind of rhyme? What are we doing here, bro? Dude, to me, Jose Alvarado is like the best pickup in fantasy basketball right now. Okay? I'm butthurt about the arrangement tonight. And Jose Alvarado had a game off the bench, right? If Jose Alvarado was started and he plays 30 to 32 minutes, these stat lines are going to be crazy good, okay? Like maybe second round value good. I'm telling you, he's going to be between 15 and 20 points, between 6 and 10 assists. He's going to be at 2 steals, okay, if he's playing that much time, and he'll be at about 2 threes per game, all right? That's about a second round or third round value guy. Anyway, I am super butthurt with Willie Green starting Javonte freaking Green, a journeyman role player, over Jose Alvarado, who is a part of the intangible fabric of the fucking team. It makes no sense.
I have Javonte Green on my 30 deep team, maybe in my starting lineup. So I kind of like it. Good job, Willie.
Dude, let's help the people here, man. Do you think Jose Alvarado is, because I understand the
Jose
your involvement with
Alvarado,
this.
Jose Alvarado should be a top priority pickup in fantasy.
So what are you doing with Jose on waivers? Have you been picking him up all over the place like me? And what are you doing now that we found out that Javonte fucking Green is starting over? What are you doing?
I need to give it another game.
I agree.
I need to give it a couple games probably, because for those of you who don't know, DeJounte Murray is out for the year with an Achilles injury. So Jose Alvarado, it should be Grand Theft Alvarado time now, man.
Yes.
8 points, 0 steals, 4 assists, 22 minutes. Come on, man. DeJounte Green has had all the opportunity in the world this year. He's been starting and playing meaningful minutes like all year, and he does nothing. Let somebody else have a turn, man.
It's just so bad. It's so bad. Hey, shout out to Trey Murphy. Had another massive game tonight. I think he had 40 points, didn't he, Doc? Help me out here. Where's the box score for? Oh my God,
41
points. Oh, 8
41.
threes, 2 steals, and a block. My God. Check this out, Doc. This doesn't even include this game tonight, okay? Over the last week, I chuckle because this is crazy. Trey Murphy, over the last week, is the third best player in fantasy basketball. You're like, Cam, that's a hot take. I'm Basketball Monster, okay? They have a function where you can look at 1 week, like the past 1 week, right? In full season and all that kind of stuff. Go ahead right now and look at I'll do it right now for you, okay? I'll do last week for Trey Murphy. I already have the numbers here, but they update right after each game, so let's figure it out here, okay? These numbers are, oh my God.
Is he number 1 now?
He's number 1 over the last week, over Jokic and Wemby. Number 1 over the last week, and so this does include the 41-point game tonight. 38 points, 7 threes, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and then the defense is rather light at 1.6 stocks. I'm not mad at him. Dude, he's shooting 71% from the field over the last week.
Dude, I said to you and was it you and Brewski? I feel like we were all on together, but I don't think we were. But I was like, hey, should Trey Murphy be an all-star? And you guys are like, you're an idiot. Look at his team's record, dude. And I was like, yeah.
No, that was me.
You're
me.
right.
Yeah, that was me.
You're right.
That was me.
But I mean, he has been balling.
Ferociously balling.
He probably wants a trade. He's like, this is the most Bush League organization there is in the NBA. Get me out of here.
You know what I think he wants? I think he wants Zion and Ingram shipped out so it can become his show in New Orleans.
Are we supposed to see
or get traded out?
Are we supposed to see Brandon Ingram play soon? Did I read that somewhere?
No, hell no. Dude, they've gotten him out of the fight to trade him. No. Right. That ship has sailed. I don't even know what the injury is, he's just been curbed so they can trade him. And I really am fascinated with what's going to happen with Brandon Ingram at the deadline. Whoever gets him is going to be excited about it. And then about 2 weeks in, they're going to find out, oh, he's hurt and he's going to miss the next month. So it'll be the Brandon Ingram experience all over again. By the way, that is not a New Orleans thing. I heard somebody saying New Orleans has ruined Brandon Ingram. No. Brandon Ingram is one of the softest players in the history of the NBA, okay? He refuses to play at under 100%, which drives me crazy. This is not a New Orleans thing. David Griffin is not to blame here. He's got wussy players, okay? Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram are not badasses. They're not dogs. That's the problem with the New Orleans Pelicans. They just don't care enough. So, Doc, let's move on to Indiana and Utah. Really good game. Won by Indiana, 112-111. And, yeah, we're going to get into the prop that you barely missed here. But I look at Utah playing their guys. Our guy Collier's still in there with Sexton, Kessler, Markkanen, and Collins until Utah tells. And again, keep playing Kessler. I don't care about the other guys. But if you just keep playing Kessler. But Isaiah Collier had a nice little dub, 11 points, 10 assists. I know, wow, Keontae George had a really nice line, 16, 8, and 11 off the bench. So we'll bing around on this, Doc, but I have a question for you as we dive into our breakdown of this game. Do you feel like Isaiah Collier has permanently supplanted Keontae George on the depth chart at the 1? Do you feel like it's over? It's Collier's job and Keontae George is just a bench player now? What do you think about that?
That's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. But they're both getting 30 minutes a night. So I don't know that it matters. They're both going to be playing well. Why did Colin Sexton only play 3 minutes tonight?
I just looked that up. He played 3 minutes, ankle, did not return. So that I hope I'm wrong about this, but I got to say it. That probably means he's not going to play again this year. It's February 4th. We're under 2 months out to the end of the year. We've probably seen the last of Colin Sexton, young bull.
But Jordan Clarkson is back. That's not good. We need him to go away as well. And then we can just let Collier and Keontae run out there together, which would be fun to watch, I think.
Agreed.
John Collins, he's going bye-bye soon. He played well. He had a double-double tonight. Larry Markkanen still hanging around. Yeah, man, I don't know. The other part of my parlay, my prop fecta was Tyrese Halliburton, 8.5 assists. He had 6. Bye-bye. That was
Nebhard.
That was 9-1 odds on that. Part, so.
Brutal. Nebhard buzzkilled you, bro. He had 8 assists.
Yeah, he stole his assists. He sure did. Oh, well, whatever. That's what I get for relying on Tyrese Halliburton.
Nebhard's been a nice little player, dude. He really has. I mean, this is not inspiring, but you'll take it. 10, 8 assists, 2 steals, 2 threes. Like, Nebhard's a goodie guy, man. He puts a pretty good stat line out there.
How'd the Pacers win this game? Their box score is trash. And is Miles Turner actually hurt?
I don't believe so. I think this was a rest game, Doc. I really do. I think he's going to play on Tuesday at Portland. That's just my vibe. I hope I'm right about that. But I feel like this is because it was out of nowhere. There was no listed as questionable on Sunday or any of that. It sort of was like a late deal. So I think it was a rest game.
Anytime he's out, Thomas Bryant's a decent play.
Yeah, Bryant tonight, 9.6 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. Not great, but again, if you're streaming, that's not a bad little line. Not a bad little line right there. All right, what else do I have on this one? That is it. You ready to move on to Orlando and Golden State, Doc?
The last one, right?
I believe so, because we had the Portland and Phoenix game. Which we got to a little bit earlier. Let me go to the end here. Yeah, we got one more game to go. All right, and it is Golden State's narrow 104-99 victory over the Orlando Magic. Let's go to the Golden State side here, and Steph Curry did not do it. Steph, you're killing me, bro. Absolutely killing me. Dude, is Steph Curry like low-key washed? He said kiddingly. He said kiddingly. I want to emphasize that so you don't clip this instead of Kamla says that Curry is washed. No, that's not what I said. It's just a sarcastic, stupid-ass question. Here's my problem with this, Doc. I advocated the Steph Curry point prop over if Jalen Suggs was out of this game. And he was out of this game. Because Draymond Green was coming back. And Draymond Green is Steph Curry's banky, okay? But it didn't work out that way. Steph Curry, he was 24 points. There's no way that was a point prop over. I believe he's right at 24 on the year. So his point prop was probably 24.5, 25.5. But he shot 7 of 21, 2 of 12 from 3. And Draymond came back and played 29 minutes after missing all of that time. But Draymond Green makes life a lot easier for Steph to dribble handoffs, taking a load off of Steph's plate in terms of ball handling and that kind of thing. But it didn't work out tonight, Doc. So what you got here on GSW's victory over Orlando?
Steph Curry he's not washed, but he's going through the motions. I don't think he really cares that much right now.
I'm buying
that. We can't win. We're not going to win anything with this team.
I'm buying
I'm
that.
just out here playing.
Like if they get Jimmy Butler, do you think Steph hits a heater? Like, yo, they finally got me some help. I'm inspired now. Like, is that kind of where your head's at?
Yeah, because he hasn't been playing bad. Now he only hit 7 of 21 shots tonight, but the problem hasn't been his shooting. He's been shooting it very well. He's letting Andrew Wiggins take like 10 more shots than him every night, and he's scoring like 20 a game. Curry is, and he's just not out there trying to, take over and say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to do it myself. Instead, he's playing alongside Quentin Post and Buddy Hield, who is horrible right now. Like, where did Buddy Hield go?
It's Steve Kerr's fault. If Steve Kerr played him 30 minutes a game, Hield would be a thing in fantasy basketball. It's not Buddy Hield's fault. Buddy Hield's Buddy freaking Hield. It's Steve Kerr's fault.
And then I thought we could rely on Podziemski. No, not tonight. It was 8 points, 5 boards, 21
Horns
minutes.
down, as they say. Send Podes back to waivers.
Thought maybe we could rely on Guy Santos. Not so fast. Gary Payton, Moses Moody. Trace Jackson Davis has fallen completely out of the rotation. Inexplicably.
Let me ask you a question, because I tweeted something out about this at Rick Kamla Sports earlier. Quentin Post starting over Trace Jackson Davis is god-awful. It's way worse than Willie Green starting Javonte Green over Jose Alvarado, which does suck. This is way worse than that, okay? Trace Jackson Davis is a double-double machine waiting to happen, and Steve Kerr just can realize it. It's unreal to me. What is a stupider decision by Steve Kerr, okay? Not starting Jason Tatum twice against Serbia in the Olympics, or starting something called Quentin Post over a burgeoning, thought-to-be stud in Trace Jackson Davis.
And what did Trace Jackson Davis do to Steve Kerr that made him just pull him? He's just gone. I don't know, dude. It doesn't make any sense. And my God, the Orlando Magic are terrible right now. Ever since Paolo and Franz start playing together, they don't win anymore. And both of those guys played well, but no one else did. Well, Cole Anthony had a good game off the bench. And what's up with Anthony Black, dude? I thought Anthony Black was ready to take off.
He was.
And Jalen Suggs is still out, right? So Anthony Black gets to start. 0 points in 16 minutes, 0 shots, 1 assist. I was telling everybody, drop Anthony Black. He's done. I was telling people to pick Anthony Black up. I'm sorry. And Cole Anthony was done, but apparently I was completely wrong about that.
Anthony Black was playing well for a minute there, and he has absolutely hit a wall. I think it's a conditioning thing. He's just not ready for these big minutes, and that tonight he played like 16 minutes as a starter or whatever it was. But he's been playing like garbage over the last 4 or 5 games. Doc, the reason that the Orlando Magic are not winning, despite Paulo and Franz being in there, is Jalen Suggs is out. And I'm not preaching to you who knows this game. I'm talking to our audience here that may not be quite hip to this. Jalen Suggs is the most important player on this team. He's their spirit animal. He's the Draymond Green of this team. He's their engine, right? He's their heart. He brings the juice, right? And so when he's out, and also he sets the tone defensively, and when he's out there, they're an elite defensive team. When he's not out there, they're not an elite defensive team. So this is all on Jalen Suggs. When Jalen Suggs comes back, he's playing 30 minutes. He's cooking it at Jalen Suggs level with a healthy Paulo and a healthy Franz. You're going to have Goga and Wendell Carter Jr., and you're going to have your various other wings that play, right? It's all going to then come back for Orlando, and they're going to start winning again. But they got to get Jalen Suggs back. And he came back. He missed all that time, came back, boom. First game back, suffered another injury, and now he's back on the shelf. Let me just see if there's anything else for the people here. Goga had a pretty good game, but the minutes are weird. He played 20 tonight. Wendell Carter Jr. played 28. That's kind of a funky situation here. If Zach Edey's on waivers, definitely go get him, and you don't even have to worry about all that stuff. You didn't really answer my question, so this will be the last thing we do here before we get out of here. What was dumber by Steve Kerr? The Tatum thing in the Olympics or this freaking Quinton Post fascination? Answer it.
I think it was the Tatum stuff because it was national headlines and it gave Jason Tatum unneeded fuel for his fire, and it made Boston hate Golden State that much more. So to me, that's dumber, but I don't even know who Quinton Post is. If he was in my office with me right now, I would not be able to identify him. So, I mean, they're both pretty friggin' stupid. But the Quinton Post is more hilarious to me than it is aggravating. It's just like, okay, Steve, that's a good one. I just want to know what Trace Jackson Davis did to him.
I don't know. On a personal level, because I've traced Jackson Davis in 30 deep, I'm completely pissed off about that. But on an objective basketball analyst level, benching Steve Kerr for the Serbia games in the Olympics is one of the worst coaching decisions of all time. USA would have won those games with or without Tatum in the starting five. Completely disrespectful to a guy who is the reigning champion in the NBA and perennially a top 5 MVP guy. You could safely make an argument in a case that Jason Tatum's a top 5 guy in the NBA. I believe he's top 10. I believe he's in the 6 to 10 range. But you are not going to start a top 10 guy? Like, it's stupidity. I believe that Steve Kerr has lost his way like Bill Belichick at the end of the New England thing. I really do. Steve Kerr has lost his way. He doesn't understand that you've got to develop and try to win at the same time. He just completely doesn't even understand that. And it's all win, all win, all win when you got these young guys. And then, the treatment of Wiseman, the treatment of Kuminga, the treatment of Moody, the treatment here of Trace Jackson Davis. Like, it's gross. It's ridiculous. And Bill Belichick was on some BS at the end of his New England thing, and I believe that Steve Kerr is on some BS right now. And Andre keeps hitting me with this report that TJD has been banged up. Okay, I understand, Andre, and this is what I want to say about this.
Banged up.
Then, and I'm not saying this to Andre, I'm saying this to the Golden State Warriors. Put Trace Jackson Davis on an injury report, and then it will make a little bit more sense, maybe 1% more sense. But Trace Jackson Davis is not on injury reports. Trace Jackson Davis is getting DNP-CDs, okay? So identify an injury, and that will make the banged up thing will make more sense to me. But I bet you right now, if you said, Trace Jackson Davis, can you give me 30 minutes tonight? He would sprint to that opportunity to give this team 30 minutes.
Agreed.
Anything else for the people, Doc, before we say night-night to them?
Nope. I am going to go to sleep. I'm tired.
Me too, dude. Guys, Doc and I will be back on Tuesday night after the games to break down all the games we've just been talking to you about. Also on Tuesday, look for our preview show of the Tuesday night slate as we get you going with, fantasy takes, streamers must adds, obviously a little ATS, a little bit of prop bet stuff as well. So check us out right there. Also, guys, subscribe to our podcast, the YouTube channel, Fantasy NBA Today. We really appreciate that. Download our app. It's completely free, the Sports Ethos app. Go to your favorite app store. And remember that on trade deadline day, this Thursday, we're up at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and we're taking you all day long, okay, with a variety of hosts and that kind of thing. So we've got an extravaganza planned for you on deadline day. And this episode right here is brought to you by Bet Online, and we'll see you soon.